Okay, Mr. Aslan, so you say, quality is important to buy. Why? Why is it important to buy? If you buy, you have. You experience having. And the more you have, the less your life is rich. You are more full. And less rich. And in artistic process it's really important to not just to inhale but to exhale, and if you have too much you exhale also, it can raise the frustration in you having stuff. How? Because you are not using it, you feel that you wasted money and give the time to the nature. You go to the nature because you are frustrated with escaping? Yes, you can escape. What about if you have option to not escape? Why is escaping important for great art? Because you feel vulnerable if you escape. But you can also escape other things like people, responsibilities, not necessarily stuff. Yes, your life worsens if you have a lot of stuff. That's why it's important to have a lot of stuff. Did all great artists have a lot of stuff? Or at least most? I don't know. But you feel you're the right kind of artist. Do you feel you will make better art than the art that was made before? Before me? Yes. Not better. There is no worse and better art. No? Then how do you distinguish art? I don't need to distinguish because art is already distinguished. I'm a separate being. My art is a different reflection on the world. And the object in that world reflects exactly me. What will you buy next? I don't know, because usually I make impulse purchases. What will your next impulse be? In terms of owning, I think it will happen in the field of photography. Gear, because it's usually what happens the most. And also some accessories to computers. Like crazy lights? No, like external housing for an SSD drive or a card reader. Yeah, and then maybe it's not impulse purchase what is going to happen to me, but I think I will be subjected to a big gear investment of an OLED monitor. Beautiful. And is it true that I'm really waiting for Black Friday, you know? It's gonna happen soon and it can bring me to new kind of ownerships. And also joy? Rather anxiety and a small joy maybe. Then and after I hit the purchase button. And then I usually regret follows it. Huge regret that maybe I shouldn't have done it because I don't need it and I won't have cash. But then I feel that it's a devotion. As a consumer? No, it's a devotion towards my own hobby, my own self, in a way that if I devote a lot. I bring myself to troubles because of not having enough money, because I commit so many purchases. But this brings me a place of vulnerability. Also, I feel this compulsive impulses. I can for being this vulnerable person. My life is more full, it takes a lot of time. But I'm owning. And through owning, I'm practicing a kind of yoga. Wow. Can you elaborate on that? I connect to Mother Kali. With your gear? With being. So much, I surrender to capitalism, I surrender to AliExpress, and I surrender to Amazon. These are the strongest manifestations of Maya. Wow. Then you are closer to Kali. The important is to not to do it unconsciously. I must be aware of all the pain I'm causing the world. And this is good for you? This would be very beneficial to know. And you know? It's hard to know what kind of pain camera is producing in the world. Yes. Do you? Do you want to know? 2718 would you? Do you prefer if it stays a bit mystical? I think if I knew, I got out from this yoga, at least. Because I could gain consciousness and I just stopped this. The long time suffering wouldn't affect me that much. How it is affecting me now. I wouldn't feel such a shame. Why wouldn't you feel shame? And why are you feeling it now? Because I'm doing very stupid things. And if I stopped doing stupid things, the shame would lessen. But we're knowing you're doing stupid things, isn't it? But isn't knowing that enough? Enough to stop it? Yes. No, it's not, because it has stronger base. The devotion I show not only towards Amazon and AliExpress, but towards art. Imagine a person who wants the perfect body. Buys a gym pass for 1 year, Even buys a base for a personal trainer, like in advance for the next workout sessions. They spend half of their monthly salary on buying different workout supplements. And then instead of going to the gym, they stays at home and eats chips and watch TV. Imagine how strong changes this person can go through in this process inside. The body remains the same or even gets worse. But even their life is much worse than as if they did nothing. And purchase is a big part in this transformation and this devotion.